Video recently taken inside the Brock mission, obtained by the Van Meer Free Press, shows squalid and dangerous living conditions. Holes in the ceilings, water leaking onto stairs in emergency exits, handwritten slippery when wet signs. There's what appears to be mold on the walls. Residents say part of the ceiling caved in one night when they were asleep.
It happened at night, but if it was during the day when everybody's sitting there watching TV, it was like an 18-inch metal industrial style vent, and it would have come down and really hurt some people. So it's not a very nice place to stay. You hope for the best where you're going, but it's just the conditions are really bad.
Chris Doyle is a former volunteer firefighter down on his luck, staying at the shelter temporarily. He was one of about 15 residents of the Brock mission who gathered in the park on a sunny Saturday to raise concerns over the conditions at the men's shelter.
There's raccoons in the roof that could chew wires and start a fire. I'm sort of handicapped with a back injury, and there's only 2 exits from the dorm, and the one that was leaking water right through a fluorescent light, and it was dripping right through the fluorescent light onto the floor.
The living condition there is unacceptable. It's indecent.
It's not free to stay at the shelter. Some of these men pay hundreds of dollars a month. Our calls to Executive Director Bill McNabb went unanswered. The program manager for the city's homelessness services says she knows there are problems at Brock, but there's no money to fix them.
There is absolutely no capital funding anywhere for issues related to renovations or fixing emergency shelters. So the funding Brock receives from us basically is for operating, to covering the cost of staffing and utilities and things like that.
But the city spent thousands of dollars on feasibility studies and reports to look into a multi-million-dollar proposed upgrade and expansion of the shelter, according to Ulver. Residents feel that money should have been spent to ensure the current building at 217 Murray Street is safe. These men say what's meant to be a temporary home for the homeless feels more like homeless purgatory. John, who is Native and went to residential schools as a kid, says staff have hurled racial slurs at him and others.
To me, it's a racial remark because I'm not Tonto. Tonto was only a Hollywood thing, and there was no such name as Tonto.
It's very upsetting for me. I'm a very devoted First Nation supporter, and I've heard terms like Tonto and other stuff like that, derogatory Native things, and it bothers me.
Many of these men say not all the donations received by the mission make it to the residents.
I've noticed a lot of food coming in, Food Share provides us with food, and there's donations that come in, a lot of stuff like that there, and we never see a lot of this food.
Michael ROURKE has been staying at the shelter for about a month. He has been off drugs and alcohol for a year and a half and has a job, but still can't afford a place to live.
We could ask for a bag of milk and there'd be 30 downstairs, but you'd never receive it.
It appears no one is keeping track of public donations.
I don't know if they actually log what is brought in, or I don't honestly know how they deal with it. And I haven't heard a complaint like that about Brock Mission. So this is news to me, but for sure, if people are seeing this and hearing this, we would like to hear about it.
According to residents, donations aren't the only thing to disappear. Some say arbitrary rules at the shelter make them feel invisible. They say they've been kicked out, left to sleep literally on the bench at the church next door in the snow and rain on the whim of management.
They make up their own rules every minute to every hour. And so if you don't follow that, they somewhat intimidate you, get you mad, and then boom, there's the door.
Gentleman came towards me, attacked me. I tried to stand up and defend myself, and scuffle broke out, and I was thrown out for defending myself for 15 days.
I stayed outside for 15 days straight in the rain. They wouldn't even let me come in on rainy days or anything like that. And they wouldn't even let me come to open table when they had it going.
Ulver would like to meet with residents to discuss these concerns. Pamela Van Meer Free Press.